Introducing your next lucky t-shirt, courtesy of Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day.
Man, it was awesome. It was awesome to be back out here. It was hot, and we could definitely see that at the beginning of practice, but we settled in and ended up having a really good day one. I felt like on the offensive side of the ball, we were hitting on all cylinders. Really, to start the practice, had a lot of energy. One thing I think we can work on is just being a little bit more consistent, but that happens with, install one and day one and things like that. But, day one of spring to day one of fall camp is night and day.
Is there a difference, starting fall camp as the starting quarterback, like knowing you're going into that first day of practice, is it different for you?
Definitely. I think just kind of knowing you're going with the ones, you're going with your guys, you're working on little things instead of, in the back of your mind having to compete for a starting job. It is a little bit different. But then on the other side of the things, you're still competing against yourself every day, and you're competing with the guys in your position group. So I guess the little man in the back of your head is the only thing that's different.
How much has that helped through the summer? I mean, when someone announces starting quarterback, you guys have been able to build a lot of cohesion. How have you really noticed that during 7-on-7?
I think it was huge. Just the way we ran 7-on-7 this summer, with the ones going with the ones, and I got to get in there with guys like Ricky and Christian and Josh and those type of guys, and really get timing down, and develop so much more than we would have. We were just rotating guys through. Now, Jake had an opportunity to go a lot with the ones this summer as well, and I think that's a big deal as well. He's going to have to play at some point this year, whatever capacity that may be, and so he needs to be ready also.
Trevor, how nice is it to open with a program like UCLA in terms of keeping everyone's attention? It's a good Pac-12 team as opposed to, say, a Sam Houston or something like that. In terms of camp, keeping guys focus on the task at hand, because y'all are starting to look forward to the opponent.
Right. It's a very good opponent in UCLA. We've started watching them a little bit, not really diving into it, but watching them over the summer, and they're extremely talented. It's going to be a tough matchup week one, and that's what you want. Strength of schedule, all that stuff. We want to come out and start with a bang and show people that, who we are is who we are, and if we play really well in that game, it's going to kind of set the tone for the rest of the season.
Coach mentioned some of the guys out there, the young guys out there, kind of wide-eyed. What do you remember about your first fall camp practice when you were a freshman?
It's fun to watch, especially that QB group. We got out there the first drill, and guys are all juiced up, throwing balls way over the net. We're throwing into the nets and throwing them way over the net, or throwing them into the ground, things like that, because they're just so antsy. They want to do everything right, and it just takes me right back to when I was a freshman. I was that guy. I wanted to do everything right, and it caused me to get tense and not play really well. And so I pulled those three young guys aside at the beginning. I said, hey, I've been here before. Relax. You've thrown this throw a million times. Just take a deep breath. Listen to what you're hearing and react to it, and just have fun. You're going to make mistakes, but just have fun.
What are you trying to get accomplished in fall camp? When you look ahead, what are you trying to get done this next month?
I think we're still finding our identity as an offense and as a team. With the new staff and myself coming in the spring, we got that rolling a little bit, and then through the summer you progress, and then fall camp is really when you come together and find your identity as a team going into the season. I think we're heading in the right direction already after day one. We had energy, we had guys encouraging one another, we had competition going on, playing against a defense like that. Those guys are talented, so that's going to help us as well. But really finding our identity and taking a step forward each and every day.
What's the difference in watching Miles, I guess, from a distance as opposed to now being on the same team as him? I mean, you see a difference, being right here, in practice?
Yeah, he's on me very quickly. No, he's and I've said this before, and it's no secret that he's one of the best players in college football, if not the best. The way he moves his body, his explosiveness off the ball, and just kind of his knack for playing his position it's pretty incredible. He's definitely a top-notch guy that's going to make a whole lot of plays for us this year.
You ever been hit by him?
Not yet, and I hope I never have to. But I feel sorry for the guys that have to, that's for sure.
I'm curious, since you've been here, has any former A&M quarterbacks come up to you, introduced themselves, talked to you about what it's like to play quarterback here?
Not really in that capacity. I've been around Kyle Allen a little bit, got to know him pretty well this summer, great dude. Got to be around Kenny Hill a little bit this summer as well, and he's doing great things up there in Frogland. But outside of this place, we're friends. We're buddies. You know, I've got buddies all over the country now, especially with going to the Manning camp. It's, you know, we're just 22, 23-year-old guys that love to hang out with one another because we have something in common. But I never really talked about A&M football with those guys.
I just wonder if maybe some of the older guys.
No, I talked to Stephen McGee a little bit because he's around here, and we've had some good conversations. But besides that, not too much.
What did those two other guys tell you about what it's like to be an A&M quarterback?
You know, we didn't talk about that too much. You know, they wish me the best. I wish them the best, and that was pretty much all we talked about football.
Trevor, when you know, with the thing what happened with the coaches getting suspended, as a player, what goes through your mind when something like that happens?
You know, that's something that's out of my control, and so I really can't comment on it either way. I know we were out on the football field today having a whole lot of fun, and we're excited for those coaches to get back.